Oh, we're live now.
Why are we live now and not before?
Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name is Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And we are live.
I hope you're right.
We get Nerdy Nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
That is right. Welcome back to the Nightly Morning Show, streaming live on YouTube. This time, it wasn't a second ago, but now it is.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know why that was different. Like I don't understand what we changed, but yes, okay, we are live. Thank you, Rock Mage. This has been a nightmare.
But our chat is not appearing up on that screen.
No.
Nope.
No, they're not. So we're going to have to use the laptop for today and figure out why it's not on the feed up there.
I don't have my iPad.
You don't?
No.
Wait, what? What are we even doing?
I have no idea.
This is going very well. 10 out of 10.
Oh my gosh, y'all.
Hi,
so,
Rebel.
for those of you who don't know, we decided to move the Nightly Morning Show streaming live on Twitch to live on YouTube. This is the first live on YouTube, and as you can tell, it's not going well. It's currently 10:30, so we're up a half hour later than we wanted to be.
Oops.
Oops, indeed. And we are heavily unprepared, which is just the best way to start something new, to go on an adventure. Mm-hmm. We want to start the show by thanking our patrons over on patreon.com/nerdynightly. You keep the wheels on this bus, and in a joke that no one saw because I thought that we were live, but we weren't. I don't know if you should be proud of that bus at the moment, considering what's happening right here. Mm-hmm. But we're getting through it. Next week is going to be a great show.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something.
We'll redeem ourselves.
Thanks guys for being patient and sticking around, cause yikes. We'll get better at this.
So, Clarus, how you doing?
I'm okay. Mm-hmm. We had to do a reaction this morning.
Yep.
Because Marvel just decided to hit us right in the feels. Mm-hmm. So rude. But yeah, I'm good. We got some vaccine news for Toronto, which is exciting. Kind of. Basically, we're doing so poorly with case numbers that they're trying to really push the vaccine in hotspot areas. So it's kind of like a I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
But it does look like we might be able to get the vaccine sooner rather than later, which is exciting for us. Yeah. And exciting for the people who live around us. I think that there are a lot of people in Toronto that are having a tough time with the COVID. Yeah. And so it is good to see that the vaccine rollout is finally starting to move forward in our area.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, before we get into the news, before we get into the shenanigans that we usually get into, you watched a certain movie last night. The animated Lord of the Rings.
Oh, wow. Yep. Did I ever.
And I wanted to hear your thoughts.
Oh, well, it is horrifying.
It really is. It is like it's like you are having an acid flashback to an acid trip that you didn't have yourself.
Yeah. Someone was very disturbed when they came up with that movie. And it I just feel very uncomfortable about it. So that was fun. My favorite part is when Frodo gets back to Rivendell and Bilbo's there. Mm-hmm. And Frodo pulls out the ring and dangles it, and Bilbo's and you're what is happening? He looks I don't even know. I was why is this here, and why does Bilbo look like he's dying? I was very confused. There were some great moments. I cannot wait to watch the next one.
Yes. Yeah. I one of my things about it that I love so much is that the Helm's Deep Wall is breached by weird lightning sparkles.
Yeah. There's just some flashing lights, and then when Gandalf shows up with the riders of Rohan, there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
It's
You're thanks, Gandalf.
It's great. But hi everybody in the chat. We got some friends here. Thank you for indulging us with this Switch, and I'm sorry that we're late, but it is really nice to see you all. And yes, Rhiannon, that reaction will be going live on YouTube as soon as it's finished processing, which should be probably within a few minutes, so you'll be able to find that on the channel.
Yeah, I think that, so apparently we can, like, raid out of our channel. We just can't raid to, like, another channel, but we can raid to, like, our own video. So the plan is we're going to, like, raid into that video. So we're all gonna go watch it together at the end of this.
Yeah, it's kind of how, like, YouTube raids.
Yeah, so I think that'll be fun. We'll all go watch something together.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm, like, moving things around. I'm trying to see if I can get our chat up on the screen, but it is not working.
Yeah.
It's not working. That's a shame.
Sorry.
But Clarice will be on the chat. And I am going to start with the news. What do you want first? Gaming? Movies? Where do you want to start the news
Let's
today?
start with that lovely, heartwarming story that you told me this morning.
Which one?
Call of Duty.
That is right, y'all. The Call of Duty. If you know the Call of Duty, it is a pew-pew gun game involving it's traditionally military-esque. It used to be like real military. Obviously, certain games have gone into the future and into kind of fictional military stuff, but the core of that franchise has always been military soldiers in action. And the new Battle Pass that is coming out is doing something to give back to the community that game is based on. Call of Duty will be selling a new Battle Pass for Veterans Awareness Month, and that will be the proceeds from that will be going towards a charity that's striving to put veterans to work in high-paying, quality jobs. And I think that this is awesome. I think that sometimes these games, they're just profit machines, and Call of Duty is a giant profit machine. It makes so much money, and honestly, they probably don't need to sell Battle Pass to give back. They probably have enough money they could have done it on their own. But, you know, it is a good thing that they're doing. Their goal is to raise $2 million towards putting veterans to work in high-paying jobs. And so I just wanted to call it out because I think, like, I love stuff like this, and I think that we need more of this. Yeah. We need more of this.
Yep. I agree for sure. When you said that we would be talking about Call of Duty this morning, I was like, oh. I was like, okay, sure. I did not know what to expect, but this is just, it's nice. It feels nice. It's a really important cause, I think, and so gotta give them props. Gotta give them props for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No intro. So Rhiannon, we've had a little bit of hiccups with the stream. We actually did the intro before I think we were technically live.
No, we did the intro again.
Did we?
Yeah, I think that just when you clicked in, I think that YouTube has, like, more ads. So we're going to have like, a pre-thing so that people can come in and the ad will get out of the way.
Right,
You're going to have to, like, press skip ad on...
Yeah, we will have we'll have to have
Grammarly
a countdown for next week.
And then, guys, every time I want you to type in the chat what ad you skipped.
What ad you skipped? I think Rhiannon said she skipped Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, interesting. We do not condone skipping Raid Shadow Legends ads.
What? Speak for yourself.
Former sponsor of the channel.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But you advertised too much.
They gave us money.
I know. It wasn't enough.
They gave us money. Don't... Shh. Shut up. Raid Shadow Legends. They gave us money.
They did give us money. That is true.
That's my recommendation.
Wow, glowing recommendation from someone who has been addicted to the game twice.
They know I like them. I have spent many hours in Raid Shadow Legends.
We know. I
had a grand old time with that game. All right, but yeah, so Call of Duty, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's just good news. I have a feeling I don't think it's going to take them too long to hit that goal.
I don't know. No, it won't.
I mean, I
like that.
Yeah, they make a crap ton of money, and I think people are gonna be happy to support this. So
yeah, and I'm not the type to buy skins. Like I don't typically do that. Although I am considering buying the Battle Pass in Valorant, so I guess I am. But I know that there are a lot of people who are, and so I think that for those people, there's going to be a lot of people who are very interested in picking this up, in rocking that medic gear. It does look cool. If you go check it out, it is a cool little skin. So I'm excited that they're considering doing that. I think it's really fun and awesome of them.
Yeah, like I'm not a skins person either, but it's, you know, if I knew it was going to a good cause, I'd be much more inclined to spend money. So yeah, I think it's smart of them. I think it's really awesome. So
Tom Carter says they know your credit card likes them. Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, and like, look, I get it. I know it's all about marketing or whatever, but it is a significant chunk of money going to a good cause, so I can't be mad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our next story here, which is one that I'm super excited about because the Flash movie is filming at the original Wayne Manor from 1989's Batman. They have gone back to the same location because obviously we know Michael Keaton is returning as Batman. Mm-hmm. They have confirmed it. But they are filming at the OG Wayne Manor. And I am over the moon about this. This is the best decision they've ever made. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see Michael Keaton in that house again. It's so cool. This is so cool.
That is very cool. That's sweet of them. You know, like, there's so many people that are gonna, like, that nostalgia kick is gonna be good for them.
Me. If they throw that in the trailer, I'm in. All my weirdness about Ezra Miller aside, I gotta show up for Michael Keaton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm at the point now with the Ezra Miller situation where I gotta believe that he's gonna be a better person. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I don't know.
Yep, that's what we like to believe.
That is what we like to believe. I don't know. The Return to Wayne Manor is kind of a really huge thing to me. I think it's really awesome that not only are we bringing in characters from like the original Batman and all that stuff, but we're going back to the locations. And I mean, you know, obviously it's easy for them to be like, well, it's this giant manor in England.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we film there? It looks cool as hell, but I don't know. That nerd in me that just wants to like. I just want, like, Michelle Pfeiffer to show up as Catwoman. I just want, like, Danny DeVito back as the Penguin. I want all of it.
Rock Mage is asking, is the King of the Wicker People going to make an appearance as well?
The King of the Wicker People.
I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it means something to you.
He's not.
What a tragedy?
Kind of. But yeah, we're headed back to Wayne Manor. You still have not seen Batman 1989.
No. We've talked about this, like, at least a dozen times. Mm-hmm. And we're just always busy.
Well, here's the thing. So we do a thing sometimes, and by this I mean we've done it once, but we are going to do it more in the future, where we rank things.
Yeah.
So before the next Batman movie comes out, I want to do a ranking every Batman movie.
Oh, wow.
So we'll do Batman 66.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb. We're going to do 89, Returns, Forever, Batman and Robin. Mask of the Phantasm was technically released in theaters, so it does count. And then we'll do the Dark Knight trilogy, Batman v Superman, Justice League?
Do we have
Is that a Batman movie?
No.
I think we'll skip Justice League.
We'll skip Justice. Oh God, thank God. I will not watch that movie.
But
again.
that'll be a fun little ranks.
Yeah, actually that'll be fun. That'll be like a through the ages.
That'll be a weird one because, like, how do you compare Batman 66 to anything? Like, how do you do it, right? Like, it's perfect.
I feel like I have seen enough of that movie to be like,
I don't think you've seen any of it. Have you?
You show me a clip of it.
Okay, one clip. No. You cannot possibly understand the depth of that movie in one clip. The depth of Adam West's performance, of Burt Ward's performance, of Cesar Romero's mustache. It's too good. It's too good a film.
Okay.
I love it so much.
All right. I don't know if I trust you, but
hey,
sure.
You know what? It is goofy. It's so goofy. But it is goofy for kids in the 60s. Like, it fits its own vibe so well. Mm-hmm. And the jokes are still funny.
I mean, the costumes are top tier.
Oh, they're amazing.
10 out of 10.
Are you kidding me? That Catwoman suit, still perfect. Still amazing. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb line is one of the great comedic line deliveries of all time.
I hate it already.
It's such a preposterous. The whole sequence, it just is really. It's one of like those like things that you're like, they nailed that joke.
Yeah.
it's such a like slapsticky dumb joke, and they just nailed it.
All right, well, I'm gonna watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So, wish me luck. Yeah, okay. So they're filming in the original Wayne Manor. That is very cool. What?
Our automod rock mage in the chat typed, Val Kilmer had the best nipples of any Batman. Fight me, and our automods tried to hide it.
How dare?
Rock mage, don't worry. I saved that comment because that's very funny.
Oh my god.
All right, y'all. Let's move on. We got other things to talk about. But I think it's time to talk about our title story, the big one. It's time to talk about the box office. The weekend box office came in at a lower than last week. Obviously, just because there was no big movie this weekend, no new opening to drive sales up.
Right.
And so instead, what we ended up getting was a battle at the box office between two films. Those being Demon Slayer and Mortal Kombat. Mm-hmm. And so it looks like, whoa, did the actuals come in and it changed? Y'all, this is actually kind of fun.
This is the news live. Live. This is what happens, y'all.
I think Box Office Mojo might have the wrong numbers.
Really?
Yeah. So Demon Slayer, the anime film out of Japan that has just been taking the world by storm, managed to eke out a very, very slim victory over Mortal Kombat. Demon Slayer came in on the weekend with $6.4 million. Mortal Kombat came in with $6.2 million. And so Demon Slayer did manage to just barely eke out a victory over Mortal Kombat in their respective second weekends at the domestic box office. This is kind of surprising. But weirdly, Box Office Mojo says that it's at $4.49 million. So I wonder if in the actuals, Demon Slayer dropped by $2 million. That would be wild.
Yeah, that seems like such a huge discrepancy.
No, everyone else says that it won.
Okay. This is the news live, y'all. This is what happens.
This is the first anime film to be number one at the box office in the United States in 20 years. Yeah.
What was the one 20 years ago?
That is really a good question. Oh, wait. You can guess it.
I can guess it?
Yeah, anime film out of Japan was number one at the box office in 1999.
Oh, anime. I thought you were going to say animated, and I was like, Shrek.
No. Many animated films have been number one at the box office.
Animated
film, 1999. It is a movie that...
Have I seen it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I don't watch anime, though.
But there are some animes that you are more aware of than others.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Nope.
That's like...
No. Way more popular than that. One might say the most popular IP on Earth.
Pokemon?
Yes.
Oh,
Pokemon the movie was number one at the box office in 1999.
Okay.
And it was the last anime film to do that, which is really
cool.
Wow.
Wow. So that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rebel Troopers comment, free the nipple got automodded.
God damn it. Automod.
Apparently our YouTube automod does not like the word nipple. So I'm so sorry about that.
It's too bad. It's a good word.
But let's go through some of the rest of the domestic box office. Godzilla vs. Kong came in at number 3 with $2.74 million. That has hit $90 million domestically. It has the potential to hit $100 million in the US and Canada. So that would actually be really great for that movie. It would be the first film to hit 100 million domestic since the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Probably since February of last year. Separation came in at number 4. No idea what that is, but it did make almost $2 million. Raya the Last Dragon hit $1.3 million. Okay. And the big news about Raya is that it crossed 100 million internationally. And it became the third movie of the year to do that after Tom and Jerry and Godzilla vs. King Kong for domestic movies. Obviously, many Chinese films have crossed 100 million internationally, but... Number 6 was Nobody. Number 7, Unholy. Number 8 was the 10th anniversary re-release of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which came in at $720,000, which I'm very excited to see, that 4K launch of that. Tom and Jerry and Together round out the top 10. And at number 12, still at number 12, Croods 2. Croods A New Age. If you've been watching the Nightly Morning Show, you know we've been following this for weeks.
Yeah.
In its 23rd week in release, it dropped only 10% to 181,000, bringing its domestic cume to $57 million, which means...
They're so close.
They're so close. They're at 57.57. They need less than $1 million to pass Tenet. Is it going to happen?
Yeah, I think they can do it.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. I think they're thinking the same thing that we are. They'll probably just keep it in theaters until it does, until they have those bragging rights.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, no, we're gonna stay in theaters, because we have to make more money than Tenet.
Because the Nightly Morning Show said so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they watched the show for sure. The people who made Croods, 100%.
I mean, we talk about them more than any other online show. I almost guarantee it. I'm pretty sure we're the only morning show that still talks about the Croods every single week.
That's fair. McKinley wants to know if they changed Scott Pilgrim for the re-release.
Apparently they did like a remaster, so like the graphics are cleaned up a little bit, I think. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Unfortunately, theaters in our area are still very much closed. If they weren't, this is a movie I would have gone and seen in theaters. Scott Pilgrim is like one of my favorite films from my teenage years. Mm-hmm. I have an insane amount of nostalgia. Well, oh my god, no. Oh my god, I was 19 when it came out. From college. Yeah, it would have been my freshman year of college. That's
really
wild, yeah. For some reason, I think I was in high school, but I wasn't. Yeah, so this is... I have, like, an insane amount of nostalgia for Scott Pilgrim. Mm-hmm. I really, really, really love that movie and the anime series, or the manga series it's based on.
Wait, so it's only, like, 9 years old?
It's 10 years old. It's the 10th anniversary re-release.
Oh, yeah. Right. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yes, so when something is having its 10th anniversary, that means that it has been out for 10 years. That is the... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried to do the math and I realized, didn't work.
This is why we talk about movies on the internet.
And why we don't do math.
And why someone else is currently doing our taxes.
Yup. Too much. I can't do it. Yeah, we still haven't seen Ride the Last Dragon, unfortunately.
No, we haven't. No.
We've been meaning to. We've been busy, and so we'll wait for it to be on Disney Plus.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, because we could watch Ride the Last Dragon right now.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be free like in a month, and it's like, do we really want to spend $30 to watch something that we can watch in like 20 days? And that is the weird thing about these Disney Plus releases, right? You do kind of have people like me who are like, well, I can watch it in 20 days.
Well, and also, like, you know, we've already given Disney so much of our money.
Yeah, but that's not going to stop anytime soon.
Well, exactly. So
Black Widow's coming out. I'm going to see Black Widow at least 3 times in theaters.
Oh.
I'm going to see, like, Eternals. I'm going to live in the Eternals.
Jon
Snow and Robb Stark in one movie together?
Well, if you would like to fund our movie budget, you can become a patron.
Should we have a tier that's just the movie ticket tier?
So that David can go see movies more than once?
Everyone at that tier has to pay the exact price of a Toronto movie ticket to be a patron.
Oh my god. I hate it.
Alright, that's the box office. I hate it too. I hate myself. Speaking of movie news, let's just get in this really quick. Morbius, the living vampire, the Marvel character that is owned in the movie rights by Sony, has a movie coming out. Don't know if you know this. Jared Leto, starring as Morbius the vampire.
You lost me.
You do not like Jared Leto.
No.
That is going to be coming out a week later. They pushed back a week. It's weird, right? Because it's such a short move that it's hard to figure out why sometimes. This one, I believe, is because of that 1 week move. They are able to secure IMAX theaters that would have otherwise been committed to a different movie in the previous weekend. So Morbius will be pushing back a week, but it will also be releasing in IMAX. And so this is probably a good move for the movie. If the visuals are fantastic and worth seeing in IMAX, they can eke out some extra dollars from that. Mm-hmm. But this is a weird one because we got a trailer for this pre-pandemic, right? And so that first trailer for Morbius came out almost 2 years ago, I think, or a year and a half ago at least. And so this movie's gonna come out later this year, at some point.
Yeah, I guess. Are they doing are they putting money back into advertising? Because I feel like
they're gonna have to. Nobody knows this.
Yeah, I was like nobody knows about this movie.
Oh yeah, no, they'll do a marketing push later in the year. It's not even worth it to start it now, right?
No.
You know, but yeah, there will be a marketing push later in the year. The one thing that I do feel for Morbius is we have 4 MCU movies coming out later this year, right? We have Black Widow, Eternals, Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi. That's an interesting thing. Did not know that it was Shang. I've been pronouncing it Shang-Chi my whole life. That is incorrect. It is Shang-Chi, according to Simu Liu, the star of the movie. And to all the people who are arguing with him, he is Shang-Chi in the movie Shang-Chi. He gets to decide, all of the people on Twitter being like, excuse me, it's Shang-Chi. He is Shang-Chi. There's also people trying to tell him how to pronounce his name on Twitter, which is amazing.
Wait,
it's
what?
his name. Yeah, there are people who are like, no, your last name would be pronounced Liu. And he's like, no, I'm Simu Liu. And like he was very clear about that. And people are like arguing with him about his name. And I'm like, it's his name.
I mean, I get that. I've had people do that to me before, but that's besides the point.
But going back to Shang-Chi, if your argument for why it should be Shang-Chi is, well, all the white people I was with growing up called him Shang, maybe you're wrong. So Shang-Chi is coming out, and Spider-Man No Way Home, and so Eternals or Morbius kind of fits into this Marvel pocket of there's a lot of Marvel movies and TV shows.
Yeah, like they're gonna, in a sense, cannibalize themselves. Like they're gonna lose out. Because they're going to have so much content around the same time that they're going to take away from their own sales. It'll be interesting. And you know what? The one that's probably going to suffer is Morbius, which, fine by me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? Like, it is tough. I like the character of Morbius, the vampire. In his relationship with Spider-Man, and it's sort of similar to the Venom thing, right? Like, I think Venom's a really fun movie. I like Venom a lot. You liked Venom.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. But I think that the movie Venom is weaker because of its lack of Spider-Man. And I think that this Morbius movie is going to have the same problem of, like, the character's entire identity is so tied up in who Spider-Man makes him into, in a way. And how he, like, grows because of Spider-Man's actions and in conflict with Spider-Man. And so I just don't really know. I'm curious what this movie's going to be, but I don't really know what Morbius's storyline is on his own.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
And like who the villain of the movie's going to be, because that's part of the Venom problem, right? Is like Venom kind of is a villain. He's not a great person. He eats people. So like you have to have like worse Venom in the movie, and that's basically who Wright becomes, is just worse Venom.
Right.
In order for Venom to sort of be a hero. And I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Morbius. I wonder, the movie kind of looks like an Underworld movie to me right now.
Okay.
That trailer, I got real Underworld vibes. And here's the thing. I know that Underworld is not the greatest movie series ever. I know. Mm-hmm. I'm aware. You don't need to tell me. However, I will say this. As far as guilty pleasure movie series go, it is one of my favorite. I am a person who has seen every Underworld movie and every Resident Evil movie in theaters. I am that guy. Do I like all of them? Yes. Are any of them good? Maybe. But do I love them? I do. And so when I'm saying that Morbius looks like an Underworld movie to me, I am not dissing it. Mm-hmm. I am saying that it looks like something that I enjoy greatly. So I hope I like this movie a lot. I just don't really know what it is going to be.
Yeah.
Or how it will function. Or why you would make it.
I couldn't tell you. I remember seeing ads for Underworld. Like, I remember it, and I feel like I can picture some of their faces, but I didn't see it. So I can't really comment on that. I just, yeah, it's, I can't really be too excited for a movie with Jared Leto.
That's fair.
So.
That's fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tough. It's his own behavior kind of has led to that reaction, right? Like he behaved in a way that I think, especially for a lot of women,
yeah,
just he behaved in a way that people find very triggering, in a way that people are like, all right, well, I don't need to support you. You know what I mean? And that's the interesting thing about the arts, right? It's not even about I don't think you hate him. You just are like, I don't need to see your face.
Yeah, what you think is acting is not. Like getting away with, like, horrible things in the name of acting, I don't want anything to do with you. As someone who would consider themselves an actor, I've been to school for it, that's a big no-no for me. That does not... Harassing your castmates is not acting. And, so his name just, it doesn't sit well with me, and so I'm really not too excited for this movie. But we will probably see it, because this is what we do.
Yeah.
And I'll be interested to see how that goes.
In our chat, sorry to move on from that. I think it's important what you said.
I'm
done. Tom Carter and Jurassic Hero both brought up Blade and Morbius's relationship with Blade in the comics.
Okay.
Yeah. I would love to see Morbius and Blade team up. The problem is Blade is Marvel and Morbius is Sony. And they're just not going to do it.
Right.
The things they're doing with Spider-Man are different. They have a special deal for Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Sony wants Morbius to be a Sony movie. They want to have their own franchises, right? They're not going to team up Blade and Morbius. I don't think. I can't imagine.
That would be a lot of, like, legal stuff.
I don't actually think the legal stuff is less complicated to me. Honestly, I think that what it is that Blade is going to be a Marvel movie, and it's going to have a Marvel tone.
And Marvel doesn't want, they're like, no, we are going to,
If Kevin Feige doesn't have control over the script for Morbius, he is not going to let Morbius interact with Blade.
Gotcha.
If he cannot control the narrative of the character, they're not going to interact. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I'm saying Kevin Feige. I know Kevin Feige, it's a team. Like, Kevin Feige just happens to be the brilliant producer in the middle of that team. But they are not going to cross over with a Sony character who is strictly a Sony character. Mm-hmm. It's not worth it for them. As much as, like, I want it, but I want all of these characters to just be in one world, right? You know, I'm not a crazy person who wants DC and Marvel to be mixed, but, you know.
That would be... Yeah. Now. Oh, God.
Jurassic Hero says, I think they're leaning away from that since Venom 2 and Spider-Man 3 is coming to Disney+. That is true. They're going to be on Disney Plus together, but that Venom will not appear in the MCU. Yeah. Tonally, I don't know that it would work. Honestly, and if Venom was in the MCU, it would be better. It's such a, like, different vibe that I don't know. Venom, the Sony Venom doesn't fit into the MCU. He's not the right Venom. He's a good Venom, and it's a movie that I enjoy. Yeah. But he's not really Venom. Yeah, like, we acknowledge the movie's faults. It's obviously not a perfect movie, but we found things that we really enjoy about it. The other problem is that Spider-Man is in no way connected to Venom. Spider-Man and Venom are connected because Spider-Man brings Venom to Earth, right? Like, in, is it Secret Wars? Secret Wars, Spider-Man finds the black symbiote in space, and he brings Venom back to Earth. And, like, that is how Venom gets here. Mm. Now, Venom is a West Coast character who lives in San Francisco, which he does in the comics much later, right? Like, there's a run in the comics where Eddie Brock is in San Francisco with Venom way, way, way later on. But not at first. Originally, Venom comes to New York. He's a New York character. Eddie Brock is a New York character. By putting Venom on the West Coast, there isn't really a reason for him and Spider-Man to cross over. That's like, true. You would have to fabricate a reason for them to be in the same place at the same time. Yeah. And so they're not really connected characters. Just by virtue of their storylines don't really have a reason to overlap. Eddie Brock does not have a reason to interact with a high school student. Yeah. And granted, could Carnage be the reason they overlap? Because Spider-Man shows up to help stop Carnage? Yes. Would that be awesome? Yes. Is Carnage going to be dope? Only if it's rated R. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of in the name. Yeah. If Venom 2 isn't rated R, I don't know how it could be good. It's gonna feel lackluster. Like, it's just gonna feel like... Yeah. The thing about Venom is it has that edge to it. And, like... Venom doesn't need it, though. Like, I thought that the first Venom movie was perfectly PG-13. It was fine.
Sure, but they introduced Carnage, and it's that.
Carnage is one of the more bloody, gory, vicious comic book characters.
Yeah.
If that movie's not rated R, I don't know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why. And if it's not rated R, I also don't understand because there's not a reason for it not to be. Like, rated R movies make money.
Yeah, they do
make
now.
Money. The Joker is $1 billion film. You can be bloody. Get bloody with Carnage. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
Man. I love Carnage so much. He is such just a psycho killer, and he's so fun. The United States of Carnage is such a good run. There's so Maximum Carnage, great run. Like, there's so many good Carnage stories, but they are all adult as hell, and this movie better be rated R, Sony, because otherwise I don't need to watch Carnage bloodlessly kill people. It will be laughably bad.
Yeah, it'll be weird.
Oh my god, this Automod is wild.
Yeah.
You can't post anything.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's fine. We fixed it.
All right, let's move on to we did talk about some accusations against an actor, so let's stay in that vein for a second.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we do, sometimes we have to talk about stuff that we really wish we didn't have to. Yep. But Noel Clarke, an actor probably best known for his role in Doctor Who.
That's where I know him from, yeah.
Is in hot water at the moment. Because over 20 women have come forward accusing him of sexual harassment and bullying. This comes just after he received a rather prestigious award from BAFTA. These accusations started to come out after it was announced that award was going to be coming out. And so he has publicly stated now that he is going to be looking into, or he's going to be receiving professional help in order to not perpetrate this in the future, which is great, dude.
Yeah, I love that it's like only after you've been publicly outed, you're like, oh, okay, I'll do something about it. Like,
publicly outed by 20 women.
Yeah.
Like, how?
Yeah.
Just how?
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because, like, for a while, like, Doctor Who was this kind of, like, sacred bubble of my, like, childhood and teenage years where everybody in it, I loved, to be honest, I never really liked Mickey, his character. It, like, that was kind of, that, like, so that, it's kind of ironic. But, yeah, I was like, everybody in Doctor Who is perfect. The actors are incredible. Like, I love David Tennant. I love Peter. Like, there's just so many people that I love, and now it's tainted, and I'm sad. Yeah,
it is. I mean, like, there's this is always going to be sad, right? Like, an accusation like this is always going to be disappointing, and
yeah, like the fact that there are so many crappy people out there is never gets easier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, you think and you hope that everyone out there is trying to do their best and that we are all trying to do our best and be good people, and that is just not the case. And then you're reminded, that people that you've grown up with and respected even, or maybe admired, depending on who it is, that they are crappy people, and that sucks. And I can't, like, those poor women, it's brave of them to come out. I have to say thank you for saying something, especially, he wins an award and like, if it's not deserved,
yeah.
I'm glad that something was said, but I can't imagine what they've been through or what they're going through, and that's always, like, that's just I think the hardest part to really deal with.
In terms of what's happened, the Sky Network, one of the largest television stations in the UK, has said they will no longer work with him. He has been removed from BAFTA, and his award has been put on hold until it hasn't been completely stopped, because I feel like they're saying, like, we have to kind of wait for this to happen legally.
Yeah.
But BAFTA has come out and said that they were aware that this might happen. They had heard of these accusations possibly coming out against Noel Clarke. There was rumblings underneath. And they made a public statement where they were like, hey, look, we knew, yes, we had heard things. But we had to go forward with the award because we had no evidence. We can't just we can't just do things based on hearsay.
Mm-hmm.
Now that there are accusations, now that people have gone to the police, a police charge has been filed. They have said now that is out there, they can do things and they can actually pull this back. And I am glad that, if there's one thing I can say about this, I am glad that these companies are moving quickly based on the accusations.
Yeah.
And that we've gotten to a point where people believe women. And I mean, it's 20 women. I don't know how you couldn't. But that we've gotten to a point where the companies go, we stand with them. And we're going to blacklist this person until these are all proven wrong. If these are all proven wrong, he'll be reinstated, I'm sure. I mean,
yeah.
I can't imagine that happens. But
he himself has been like, oh, I'm gonna go get help.
Yeah.
For this, so it's he knows.
Yeah.
He screwed up.
It's somewhat an admission of, not an admission of guilt, but an admission of some fault.
Yeah. He wouldn't have if there were. Yeah, if he was like, no, this never happened, he would never be seeking professional help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? The people I feel so bad for all of the women involved. I really do. I'm so sorry that this happened.
Well, and now I think the worst part about it is that now they have already been through something awful, and now they have to continue to relive that awful thing, and in a sense it takes over part of your life because you have to go through all the legal processes of it.
Yeah.
And that sucks, but thank you for not staying silent.
I also my sympathies go out to all of the people who just lost their jobs because of projects that he had coming up that are now not going to happen because of his actions. You know what I mean? The number of people that are impacted by actions like this is high, and all of those lost jobs are his fault. You know what I mean? All of those people who aren't going to get to do that show or that thing that they were excited about, that is his fault as well. And I hope the appropriate consequences are doled out. Yeah. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's move on to happier subjects though, and we'll just put him in our rearview mirror.
Yeah.
In very interesting news, Verizon, who had originally purchased Yahoo and AOL back in the day in a bid to compete with Google and sort of have a bigger online presence, is now selling it to a private company called Apollo, who I've never heard of, so I don't have any other information on them. But Yahoo and AOL are being sold by Verizon for $5 billion.
Really?
Yeah.
Yahoo?
You know what's funny? Yahoo and AOL are worth less than Bethesda.
Yes, they are.
I mean, they are.
Yes, they are. But I'm surprised that they're worth that much.
I'm surprised AOL is still a company.
Yeah. Does anyone in our chat use AOL?
No.
If you use AOL, please comment on this video.
If you're watching a live stream on AOL, here's the thing. There are many people who use AOL. Typically, it is... in the United States, there are millions of people who live in rural communities that just simply don't have access to bandwidth or broadband.
Oh.
And so AOL is actually still a functioning network of internet users within certain communities. And so there are people who use it. That is getting smaller all the time. Obviously, President Biden has made it clear that he thinks that expanding broadband to all of the United States is a huge part of his agenda. And to everyone who thinks that is dumb, you're stop fighting this.
Yeah.
Make broadband everywhere is important for the American economy, and if you can't see that, you're being partisan for no reason.
Yeah.
Broadband is so important. Jurassic Hero is asking, what's AOL? AOL is America Online. It was an internet service or it is an internet service, but it was like the first internet service for the majority of Americans in the early 2000s.
Yep.
And AOL was a messenger app that predated Facebook.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
In Canada, we had MSN.
Yes, we did.
But in the United States, it was AOL, and it was basically how you would talk to your friends online. And
wild.
It was like kind of where the original catfishing happened on the internet.
Oh God. Yeah. What a those are the days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so AOL is still available in certain places. There are people who use it. And hopefully we can get you better internet soon. Yes. Yeah, it is important.
Jurassic
Hero says, "Dang, y'all old."
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you for that.
I'm gonna pretend that you just wrote "Happy Birthday" and not "Dang, y'all old." Yeah. I am old. I'm so old.
Ancient, just decrepit.
Y'all remember laser discs? Y'all remember cassette tapes?
I used MSN Messenger so much. Yeah. Like it was tragic. Like I would like change my status all the time, and oh God, it's such cringe. Like wow, what a time. What a time to be alive. I am shocked that AOL and Yahoo are worth that much, but here we are. Yep. I wonder what the plan is for them. Like, why is this company buying them? What is their...
I mean, to own it, I guess, to try and turn it around. I don't know. I mean, there is value. Like, AOL has value, right? Like, Yahoo definitely has value. Yahoo is still a online presence that people are aware of. I honestly think that Yahoo could turn itself around really quickly, right? Like, people are... There is room right now to be the big search engine. Bing, nobody likes Bing. No. And people are growing more and more weary of using Google, right? And there are a lot of people who are not happy with Google, how Google manipulates search results to benefit Google businesses. There are a lot of people who aren't happy with how Google, there's a lot of feelings towards Google, right? Yeah, so I think that if Yahoo could turn it around and put out a product that people really enjoy using, I think there's potential there. I don't know that they will, and I think that even with people being unhappy with Google, they're still going to use Google. I personally don't really have a problem with a lot of how Google uses its search engine.
I trust Google more than I trust Ask Jeeves. So.
Okay.
What?
It's a weird
comparison. Ask Jeeves is it always like weirded me out. There's like a the homepage of it. It's weird.
Is Ask Jeeves still a thing? Can you still ask Jeeves?
Can you still ask Jeeves? That's a great question. I cannot say that I have ever used the Yahoo search engine.
Oh, it's just Ask now.
Oh.
Ask Jeeves redirects to just Ask.
Okay, they got rid of the like weird looking dude.
Ask.com is weird.
Yeah.
It's also just like movie reviews?
I don't know.
Oh, it's just like an entertainment website. Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
Weird. That's very odd.
Yeah, I feel like I when I was like 13, I used the Yahoo search engine once, and I was like, this is terrible, and then decided to use Google for my whole life.
You know what? That's fair.
So I feel like they're gonna this company. What's the company that's buying them? Mm-hmm. What's the company?
Apollo.
I feel like Apollo has got a lot of work ahead of them.
Yeah, probably.
You are brave. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, it's or it's a shell company, and this whole thing is just them purchasing it for tax deduction reasons.
Yep. Yeah, I guess so. All right. Well.
All right.
Wild.
What's next? What are we talking about next? What? Jeff. My name's Jeff. Jeff Goldblum has joined the podcast space. He is going to be appearing in a new podcast that whose name escapes me right now. Let me pull it up really quick. But do you want to tell them what kind of podcast it is, Clarus?
Yes! It's Dungeons and Dragons!
So Jeff Goldblum will be playing Dungeons and Dragons on a podcast called DaygonDAce. He is joining as an elf sorcerer named Balmor, and he's going to be joining their second storyline starting on May 12th, which is like a week from today, I think.
A little bit more than a week, but...
Y'all, Jeff Goldblum is going to be playing D&D on a podcast. I literally can't with this.
Jeff Goldblum is the ultimate daddy.
Like, I don't... this is so exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't watch DaygonDAce, but I might now.
Oh, I will definitely be listening to at least to this stuff he's on.
Yeah, he's just perfect.
Just listening to him, you know.
Yeah.
Talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
What are you doing?
Jeff Goldblum, he just is like fidgeting and like he just like stops talking in the middle of a sentence and then keeps going and then...
He's incredible.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum is one of the most entertaining humans to ever exist.
Yeah, this is the best news I've had all month.
Yeah, this is great. I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I will always show up for Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, for sure.
He's still so hot too. Like,
I know. I'm like, how do you do it?
Do you know who else? You know what you know what's crazy?
What?
We talked about this earlier, the Flash movie with Batman, Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is 70. He's, well, almost 70. He's 69 years old right now.
Nice.
He looks so good for 69. Like, Michael Keaton is hot at 69. And I was like, dude, what's your... Michael Keaton, what the hell is your secret, man?
Yeah.
You are...
Please tell me.
You look so good. Anyway, back to Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum doing D&D.
I love it. It's perfection.
I feel like they don't know what they have asked. Like, the rest of that cast... I feel like they aren't ready for what that experience is going to be.
I'm not ready.
Because if there's one thing I know about Jeff Goldblum is sometimes he just starts talking and it just goes on for a while. And it's wonderful. But I just...
D&D makes that interesting.
I really hope they don't edit out anything he says. If if the episode is 6 hours long and 4 hours is just him talking about like how he laces his shoes, I'm in, right? But like... Don't edit anything he says. Please give it to me raw, Jeff Goldblum.
Okay. Phrasing.
What?
Phrasing.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Just... Nothing. Never mind. Wow. I'm distracted now. I'm excited. This is fun. What else? What other news is there?
The last story of the day, y'all, is a pretty big one. Oh, oops. That's my bad. George Romero, the legendary filmmaker who is very famous for his zombie movies, passed away, unfortunately, a few years ago. And he had been working on one last script for one final zombie film before he passed away. And his widow has been continuing the work on that script. And apparently they have gotten the script to a point where they are going to be looking for a director for the final George Romero zombie flick, Twilight of the Dead.
Twilight of the Dead?
Yes. For people who like zombie movies, for people who know the impact that George Romero had on the film industry, the titanic life that he lived, this is so exciting. The idea that we can get one last... not fully George Romero zombie movie. Obviously, many scriptwriters have come in to help finish it. They've been working on this for a while. But that last little bit of zombie inspiration from a man who really defined the genre. Like, you don't have Walking Dead without George Romero. Mm-hmm. I don't think you have Zack Snyder's career, right? Because Zack Snyder's first movie was a remake of a George Romero film. And Zack Snyder's very talented. He would have found success no matter what. But, you know, like, George Romero's impact on everything that we watch now is, I think, very apparent. Mm-hmm. And so I really hope that this ends up happening. I really hope I get to see this movie because I am a huge George Romero fan. I love his original zombie films. And just hearing this news, you know, after a posthumous movie from him would be really special, honestly. Yeah. And I think that this is really cool. I love that his wife is continuing this work and wants, you know, the world to see this. I think it's a real gift that she's trying to share with everyone.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know, that cannot have been easy work. Mm-hmm. I think it's really remarkable.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah. So it's obviously still in early stages. It's not something that we'll see for a long time, but just knowing that it is there and it exists, it's nice.
Yeah, it's very cool. There are times when like you realize sometimes people write things, and what am I saying? Sometimes people write things. Writers write things that don't come out, right? And like the fact that there are some estates that are like, once the person has passed on, they like clutch everything to their chest, right? They're like, we're not releasing anything else. This is not for the public now. This is for us.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, and I totally think that if that's what you want to do as an estate, that's what you do. As a family, that's what you do. But when it is something like when there are these estates and these families that are like, you know what, like they started this, let's get this to the finish line. I think that those projects are so special, and it really is. It's going to be a part of his legacy, and his legacy is amazing. Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to end on some good news. We talked about a couple stories today that were a little tough.
Yeah, but that's the news sometimes. Yeah. You guys already know that.
All right. Well, we're coming towards the end of the show here. I wanted to ask you, what did you think of our first time streaming on YouTube? No, not our first time. Our first morning show streamed on YouTube. No, it's not. We streamed on the morning show on YouTube once.
Yeah, we did an accidental because Twitch was down.
Because Twitch was down. What do you think of our first intentional first time stream on YouTube?
Wow. Well, you know what? It was probably about as rough as that sentence trying to get out. We had some hiccups in the beginning. We've learned some lessons. We're going to have a countdown screen. We're going to figure out how to get chat up here so we're not constantly like this.
Yeah. I will have my iPad with me next time. Yes. Which was an oversight.
Yeah, that'll be smart. Here's the thing. When I first started streaming, I used Streamlabs, and I swear that column is for chat.
I think we just have to figure out how I don't know how to integrate YouTube chat. Yeah. We're going to have to figure that out.
We're going to have to figure that out. But, once those bumps in the road were behind us, we did all right.
Yeah, so the fun thing here is, y'all, at the end of the video, we get to raid into one of our YouTube videos. So we have a trailer reaction this morning to the new Marvel Celebrates the Movies trailer that went up. Yeah. It's got new Eternals footage. It's got the Black Panther 2 title, which we didn't talk about in this because it is in that.
There's a bunch of dates in there for upcoming things. It's just very cool.
Tom Carter still needs to remember to change account so that we see him as himself, but not as himself. I don't know what that means, Tom Carter.
I understand.
Are you related to John Carter of Mars?
What?
John Carter of Mars?
What about Agent Carter?
No, John Carter, babe.
I don't know.
John Carter of Mars. Did you not see the movie John Carter?
No.
Wow. John Carter of Mars is one of the most important science fiction novels ever written. Okay. You don't get Star Wars without it. Okay. Like, John Carter of Mars, I think it was written in the 30s. That whole, the John Carter franchise, so John Carter came out. It was a Disney movie. It came out a couple years ago. And everyone was like, I feel like this is just stuff I've seen in other science fiction movies. Like, it felt very generic. And the reason that it felt generic is because it is the original. Right. The book did it first. Gotcha. Gotcha. And that movie gets too much crap. It is better than the reviews. It is not the best movie ever, but it is better than the reviews.
All right. Thank you, Shin. Thank you. We'll hopefully be able to work.
Okay, well, Shin thinks it's one of the worst films of all time. It's not. It's not. Wow. It's not that bad. This is my point. Everyone says it's like the worst thing ever. It's not. It's fun. It's fine. There's really good stuff in it.
I have no opinion.
It just had a really bad marketing campaign. Okay. Yeah, it was created by the same person as Tarzan. The original book was written. Book? Yeah, it was written by the same person who wrote Tarzan. Yeah.
You're not selling me on it.
Do you hate Tarzan? What?
You're not talking about the animated Tarzan, right?
No, the person who wrote the original Tarzan book that all Tarzan stories have been based on.
Oh. Didn't know it was a book. Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, our chat does not seem to agree with you on this movie, so sorry about that.
That's fine.
Now I need to watch this because I need to know if I agree with you or if I agree with chat.
I mean, you're probably going to agree with chat.
Probably.
You usually do.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That's like the end of the show. Do you have any? Should we do like a Q&A? Like, do you want to do an AMA? How do you want to end the show?
Ask me anything.
I don't know what to do on YouTube now. We don't have like a way to end the show here. You're opposite nerdy on it a bit. Yeah, I like the John Carter movie. It's not amazing, but I like it enough. I think it's a fun movie. I think there's good stuff in it.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I need to see it because I don't know.
Check your Facebook messages when you wrap up. Okay. I'll just check them now. Why not?
Why the heck not? This is going on YouTube.
This is live.
This is live forever.
Do I know how Clarce feels when she talks about the sequel Star Wars films? Probably do. She does not like them.
I have problems. And I'm going to tell you all about those problems in a video soon.
The sequel Star Wars movies are to Star Wars what Green Eggs and Ham are to the guy who does not like Green Eggs and Ham.
Sure.
I don't have any Facebook messages. I don't know why. Alright.
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
Yeah. Weird.
When was the movie released? Which movie? The John Carter one?
John Carter was released in 2014.
2012.
2012. Oh my god.
She's old.
Yeah. Like me.
So sorry.
But like those abs though.
So sorry.
You can't complain about those abs.
Those are abdominal muscles.
Yep. Those are abdominal muscles.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I already love the green screen work. It's beautiful.
Clarence has too much Game of Thrones problems. Do you have too much Game of Thrones problems? Do you have too many problems with Game of Thrones? Or do you have the right amount, do you think?
I think I have the right amount.
I think
the last season is garbage. It's a dumpster fire. Everything else up until that point, I really enjoy.
What's weird is you like Season 7. And I feel like people who typically hate Season 8 also don't like Season 7.
Yeah, no, I think Season 7 was... I was like, oh, I love the direction the show is going. I feel like they're setting things up really well. And then in Season 8, they just destroyed everything that they were setting up. And I was like, well, useless. Utterly useless.
I liked it. Enough. It was fine.
You're just much more forgiving than I am.
I'm more forgiving, and I also watch things differently. Like, what I want things to do is different than you. And so, like, I am more interested in a different kind of storytelling than you are. And that's not a good or a bad thing. It's just kind of like our subjective experiences.
Yeah.
And so, if the characters are interesting to me and like the emotional arc of what's happening is interesting to me, I can forgive a lot. Because I am more interested in like the subtext and the emotional arc of something than in anything else, right?
Yeah. I have a really, like, the one thing that I cannot forgive is laziness. And Game of Thrones Season 8 is lazy.
In your opinion?
No, they literally left a Starbucks cup in the shot. If that does not epitomize the laziness of that season, I don't know what does.
That happens in literally everything.
No, it doesn't.
It literally does.
No, it doesn't.
Mandalorian left a whole person in a shot.
What?
The guy in the t-shirt in the back of the episode on when they're Mando and they're in that like facility. And there's the hallway shot, and in the background, there's a guy standing in jeans and a t-shirt.
I did not know this.
Yes, you did. We talked about it
What?
on the morning show.
I don't remember this.
We covered it. There was a whole person, and then he was only in the shot for one day, and then they managed to edit him out of the show the next day. But we saw the version that he was in.
Oh, God.
We watched it. It happens. Continuity errors happen. That's not laziness. That is the difficulty of making what we make.
Shin is saying, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you hate the Star Wars sequel films more than Game of Thrones and how it ended. Here's the problem. I hate them for different reasons. Like, the Star Wars sequel films just hurt me in a way that, like, I find it really hard to forgive, even when I went back and I watched them again the second time. Like, I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars. And going and seeing those movies, Force Awakens, I was like, okay, this is fine. But then I went and saw The Last Jedi, and I was like, screw Disney. I'm never watching another Star Wars film ever again because this was so bad.
That was a lie. She's seen many Star Wars films since then.
No, I have, but years later. Like, literally, I was like, you have hurt me so bad. I do not trust you with this beloved franchise of mine. I don't want you to ruin it anymore. Whereas Game of Thrones Season 8, I just find incredibly frustrating because Dan and Dave wanted to go do Star Wars instead. And so they're like, no, we're just going to wrap everything up in an 8th season, and it's not going to make any sense.
The whole Star Wars thing is hearsay that people online think is what happened, but Dan and Dave have never publicly said that was a issue.
No, that's not the reason, but everyone knew that after Game of Thrones they were going to do Star Wars, and then they got fired from Star Wars.
Everyone knew is the hearsay part that I was talking about.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
The claims that the people have claimed that is the case, yes.
They wouldn't have gotten fired if they weren't going to go work on Disney or on Star Wars.
What? No, they did not. At no point was Star Wars and Game of Thrones going to conflict with one another.
No, not conflict, but like HBO was like, we would like 10 seasons, and they were like, no.
This was no. That decision was made long before the Star Wars decision. They pitched 72 hours to HBO when they pitched the show.
Well, they screwed up because they did not give themselves adequate time for the story that they wanted to tell. Okay, they also couldn't have gone on forever because the actors were starting to ask to leave the show. I don't want it to go on forever, but if you have to end the show, you gotta make it a good ending.
I'm just saying that it wasn't because Dan and Dave didn't care about Game of Thrones and wanted to go make Star Wars instead.
Literally, like, Game of Thrones Season 8, like, fundamentally changed everything we knew about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones sets up that nobody is safe. What happens in the Battle of the Long Night? Nobody dies.
Oh, 100%. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that, like, I want to be very clear that Game of Thrones is not bad. It's Game of Thrones Season 8, the narrative that is pushed online, that Game of Thrones Season 8 is bad because Dan and Dave got lazy and didn't care, isn't true.
I don't care that's what online pushes. That's how it feels to me.
Sure. That's how it feels to you does not mean that it is true.
But that's what I'm saying. I find it almost impossible to forgive laziness, and to me, it seems like it's lazy. But what I'm saying,
because we are talking about this on the internet and this is public, is that I am acknowledging that you feel that way, and it is totally valid that you feel that way, but that does not make it an objective statement about Dan and Dave. It does not. We have to be careful.
Come on to you, Dan and Dave. You hurt me.
I want to be very clear. We are not making any objective claim about their state of mind during the production of Game of Thrones Season 8 because I don't want to get like libel or something.
Oh God. All right, fine.
I'm sure they really cared.
Fine, whatever. But you hurt me.
Fine.
And I won't forget it. You good?
I'm fine.
Should we have ended the show? Do you regret?
Probably. We probably should have ended the show 20 minutes ago.
I apologize.
It's fine. We just always end up talking about this. It's great.
I have very strong feelings.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Please, not another Star Wars debate. Fine, taters, we won't. So here's the thing. I want to try and do this thing where we redirect to our YouTube video. Mm-hmm. If y'all join me in this. So let's,
Yeah, let's attempt.
Right?
Do you know how that works?
I don't, actually.
Right. Should I Google it? Or should I Yahoo it?
Live redirect.
Missed it.
Wait, what?
That was a really funny joke and you missed it. I'm upset.
Should I Google it?
And then I said, or should I Yahoo it? See? It was funny.
Oh, the way and how he responds. Sorry, but it made me laugh. I'm glad you're laughing. My wife and I have to go fight about it, but...
Oh, please. We'll be fine. Thank you guys for hanging in there for us as we attempted to get this show live. It will be on time next week, and we'll have a little bit of an intro so that you guys don't get to miss the theme song because we all know how important the theme song is.
I don't think that I can.
No way.
I don't really understand the redirect thing, and you might have to redirect to your own live. Command Raid 1. We also don't have a chatbot on this. Hopefully we'll have a chatbot next time.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out if that's a thing.
Alright, y'all. I guess we're just gonna end the stream, which is weird.
Yeah, yes.
But I'm gonna give you guys a link. So I'm gonna post this link in the chat. If you would like to check out our trailer reaction, go to that link. If you would, just go give that video a like. Let it run on mute if you don't want to watch it, but watch it. It's good. It's fun. I cry. I literally cry. If you want to watch me cry, you can go to that video. Yeah, yours is going to be behind, right?
Yeah. I was just like, wait a second. I don't see it.
Which is interesting. Yeah, go watch that video. Go check out the other videos on the channel. Come watch us on Twitch. I stream over at twitch.tv/nerdynightly.
Yep, I'm over at twitch.tv/Clarke.
And before we end today, I just want to say I have a big final announcement that tomorrow on this channel at 10 a.m., the podcast premiere of my conversation with Alex Damon is going to happen. It's not going to be a live video, but it is a premiere, so you will be able to watch it with people talking in the chat. I will be in the chat for that premiere. So if you want to talk to me about the podcast as it is happening, I will be responding to chat comments. That is going to go live at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Alex Damon from Star Wars Explained is an incredible creator. I'm so grateful that he came on to talk with me about Star Wars video games. It is the podcast premiere of my new podcast. It's just video games. I just said podcast so many times, the word doesn't mean anything anymore.
It's lost its meaning.
But I'm really excited for that. It's going to be a really cool thing, and I hope you'll come check it out. If you can't watch it live, it's going to live there forever. It's also going to be as an audio on our podcast feed, our RSS feed that you can find on Spotify and iTunes. So
basically wherever you get podcasts, you'll be able to find it.
Check that out. Anything else before we end today?
No, I think that's it. I'll be doing some Pokemon Nuzlocke later, so come over to Twitch. And hang out with me as I try not to let any of my mons die.
Yeah, except Rockmage. Rockmage is dead.
Stop it. I already feel bad.
I know, but Rockmage is here, and Rockmage needs to know that Rockmage is dead.
I'm sorry.
All right, y'all. Well, as always, my name is Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
I don't know how to end the stream.
You press end stream. It's hidden underneath the thing because you moved it.
Oh.